Hey friends, it's Megan, and today I'm doing my updated favorite names A to Z. So I did this video last October 2013, it's October 2014, and I feel like it's just time for an update. I think this is a really good one for namers to do annually, so I challenge you to do it if you are someone who makes baby name videos. It's super fun too. And so what it is, in case you don't know, is for every letter of the alphabet you pick your favorite name, just one name, which is the hard part, for a boy and for a girl. And then this year I thought I would just do a little twist to it. So for each letter I'm going to pick my favorite name and then a middle name that I like with that name, because people seem to like hearing name combinations. I've got a lot of requests for that. I do have some middles or first names that kind of repeat, you'll see, but that's because I was trying to pick names that I truly love. So let's go ahead and jump in. There's a lot of letters here, right? So first up, for the letter A, my favorite names at the moment are Audrey and Arlington. Arlington I have a family connection to, and so these are completely different from last year where I picked Alice and Atticus. The girls' names I debated between Alice, Aurora, and Audrey. I love all three of those so much, but Audrey is in the lead right now for me. This whole course is subject to change. Atticus I still adore. August was a close contender too, but like I said, Arlington just inched out because I do have the family tie. And as for combos, I like Audrey Lavender. I'm so in love with Lavender as a middle name. And for Arlington, I actually prefer that in the middle name spot, so I'm going to kind of reverse this combo. And a combo that I like with Arlington in it is Luke Arlington. Okay, letter B. My favorites are Belle and Bennett. Very close to last year where I had Belle and Benjamin. I flip-flop, if you watch me on a regular basis, between Benjamin and Bennett. I am in love with Ben names. So for combos, Belle I do slightly prefer in a middle name spot too, so I like Julia Belle, and Bennett I like Bennett Jude. For letter C, my favorites are Cordelia, which I've loved forever, but I never had it on my favorite list until recently because I thought maybe it was a little too grand, and Cillian, which I've really been enjoying lately. Previously, these are completely different. I had Colette and Connor. I love Colette still. I love it as a middle name, but just not quite as much as Cordelia, and Cordelia I've loved since my youth, reading Anne of Green Gables, so I feel like it's just one that I've loved longer, and so that's why that one won. Connor I still like, but I don't love, and I know an adorable little Connor, by the way. So for combos, I like Cordelia Jane and Cillian Grey. On to letter D. For girls, I like Delia, although I would totally use it as a common or a nickname for Cordelia. I don't think I'd use Delia on its own, but it is my favorite D name for a girl. And for boy, I have Dominic. So previously, I had Delia and Declan. I'm still really fond of Declan, but I like Dominic just slightly more. Those two kind of flip-flop in my mind too. As for combos, if I did use Delia on its own, although I doubt I would, I like Delia Josephine, and for Dominic, I like Dominic Lennon. Okay, E, one of my favorite letters. This is tricky because it is one of my favorite letters. Seriously, like half of my top favorite names begin with either an E or an L. So for a girl, I picked Emmeline, duh, and for a boy, Everett. So these are actually the exact same names that I had last year for my letter E. I did debate between Everett and Elias because I really like both of those names. As for combos, for a girl, I have Emmeline Elizabeth. I do really enjoy a lot of popular or classic sounding names, so I might not be as interesting as other baby namers in that regard, but I like what I like, so that's what it is. And then for Everett, I really like Everett Reid. I think that's pretty handsome. For letter F, I have Felicity and Finnegan. Previously, I had pretty close. It was Felicity and Finn. I love Finn names right now. I enjoy Finian, Finley, Finnegan, obviously. Finn just makes me happy. So my combos, I have Felicity Greer and Finnegan Rhys. On to letter G. For G, I had Genevieve and Gabriel, same as last year. Both are names that I really liked for quite a while too, which I think is always like a good sign. And I really like them both either as first names or middle names, but I decided I'd come up with first name combos. I think Genevieve Colette is absolutely gorgeous, and I really like Gabriel River as well. On to letter H, I have Hope, which I really do prefer as a middle name, and Holden, which I like both as a first or a middle name. These two are the same as last year, and for combos I have Lilia Hope and Holden Elliott. Letter I. For a girl, I have Imogen, a name that I always put in my top 10, but I actually doubt in reality I'd use. I love it. And for a boy, I have Ilan. Ilan has a really smooth, just cool sound to it. These are the same names in letter I from last year that I had. And for combinations, I love Imogen Kate. I think that's so classy and classic sounding. And for Ilan, I have Ilan Brooks. For letter J, I have Julia and Jeremy. Previously I had Julia and James. I do enjoy James, but I don't know. Jeremy just won this time. I have no rhyme or reason for that, no little story. The combos I like are Julia Eloise and Jeremy Grant. For K, I have Kate. I just love Kate names that sound like that, and Kennan for a boy. Previously, it's pretty similar. I had Katya and Kennan. Katya is crazy gorgeous. I would have loved to have had that name, but there's something just so lovely and simple and elegant and strong about the name Kate to me. And so a couple of combos, I just gave the example Imogen Kate, but another one that I like is Emilia Kate, and then for Kennan I like Kennan Joel. Okay, for L, this is one I'm like, no, don't make me choose. I love so many L names, only second to my beloved letter E. So for girls, I have Lillian, and for boys, I have Lucas. I do love the nickname Luke. If I had a little Lucas, I would totally call him Luke. So I have Lillian Victoria and Lucas Gabriel. Lucas Gabriel is one of my favorite combos. Okay, so these are the same names as last year. I really debated between Lillian and Lydia. I have been loving Lydia something wicked lately. Lillian has been a long time favorite. Right after Emmeline, my favorite girl's name is Lillian or Lydia. As a bonus, I'm just going to throw it in here. I love Lydia Genevieve. I think that is so gorgeous. But yeah, I think if I had to name a little girl today with the name L, I'd pick Lillian, but tomorrow it could be Lydia. So okay, let's move on to letter M. For girls, I have Matilda, and for boys, I have Milo. Last year, I had Madeline and Milo. I love Madeline and Madeline. I also love Mara as a middle name, but I think there's something just so wonderful about Matilda. It's just a great name, and a combo I like is Matilda Scarlet, and I think Milo Cillian is like a slam dunk. I love that name. Okay, for N, I have Natalia and Nathaniel, very close to last year, which was Natalia and Nathan. Nathaniel and Nathan, obviously pretty close. I really think Nathaniel has a really grounded, cool middle name sound. So for combos, I love Natalia Winter. I think that's really romantic. And for a boy, I like Rory Nathaniel. For letter O, these names are kind of similar, Olivia and Oliver. Oliver is one of my favorite boys' names at the moment. Same exact names I picked for letter O last year. For combos, I like Olivia Claire. I know that's very classic, and I'm sure there's tons of women with this name right now, or little girls. And then for boy, I like lots of names with Oliver. I love Oliver as a first or a middle, but one I thought I would just throw out there is Oliver Levi. For letter P, I have Penelope and Peter. These are different from last year. Last year I picked Piper and Patrick. Piper is really cute and spunky, but it doesn't sound like a name that I would use, although I encourage other people to use it because it's pretty adorable. I picked Penelope because I love so many nickname options for it, so that's how it won over Piper. And then Peter, I like Peter and Patrick just about the same. Peter won out because of the literary connections to Peter. There's so many good literary ties to that name. So for combinations, I have Lila Penelope and Peter Maxwell. For Q, I have Quinn for a girl. I know a lot of namers get mad at that one because they love Quinn for a boy, but I do like it for a girl. And then for a boy, I have Quillian, a name I'd never use, but it's just so fun to say I had to add it in there. These are the same names I picked last year. For combos, I have Quinn Catherine and Quillian Frost. Frost is such an awesome, cool middle name to me. Letter R. For a girl, I have Rose. I love this name as a first or a middle name. I know it's a really common middle name for women and girls in North America, but I just can't help love it. I love what I love, like I said. And for a boy, I have River. I know a lot of you are loving River. For a girl right now, I'm okay with that, but I do prefer it as a boy's name. I like a lot of boys' names that begin with the letter R, particularly as middle names. Okay, as for combos, I said I liked Emmeline Elizabeth. I also really do like Emmeline Rose. I think that's just so stunning. And then I think River Nikolai would be really cool too. For letter S, I have Scarlet and Sebastian, really similar to last year, except last year I spelled Scarlet with just with 2 T's instead of the 1. I'm liking the 1. It's a little bit more traditional. And so for combos, I like Scarlet Elodie. I love Elodie. And Sebastian Eli. Okay, I like E names. You can see this. Tea time, on to letter T. So for girl, I have Tessa. I love that Tessa is both spunky and pretty. And for boy, I have True. I think True makes an awesome middle name. I love word names and nature names in particular as middle names. I think they go really well with a lot of these like very classic, timeless first names that I like. So these are different from last year. Previously, I had Tallulah, which was a really close second. I just think there's a better chance I would use Tessa over Tallulah. But Tallulah is so gorgeous, oh my goodness. And then I had Tobin, which is a close second too. I kind of debated between Tobin and True, but True is just so awesome as a middle name. So the combos I had were Tessa Imogen and Benjamin True. On to you. You, for a girl, I have Eulalia, which is a small cheat because it's a spelling variation. Usually it has an E in the beginning of it. And for a boy, I have Ulrich, which is kind of neat. Previously, I had Uli and Ulrich, and for combinations, I like Eulalia Wynn and Ulrich Donovan. For V, I have Victoria, which is a family name that I've been loving, and Vincent. So previously I had Vivian, which I think is so gorgeous, but I think that, like, just like Arlington, because I have a family connection to this name, it pushes it ahead. And then I had Vaughn last year instead of Vincent. Vaughn I do enjoy. I just featured it on one of my Names of the Week videos. So combinations for these names, I have Victoria Lucy and Jeremy Vincent. And then for W's I actually really like quite a bit. I have Wendy for the girl. It's just so precious. I love the literary tie. I'd love to see people use Wendy more. And I have Wellington for a boy. I mean, come on, that is such a cool name. So previously these were different. I had Winter and Wolf, 2 word names, 2 names I still like. I adore Winter as a middle name. I have it with so many different combos. I know a lot of namers are liking this name too. It does feel like a little bit like an Emilia name to me now. I see her using it, and I mean, I live in Southern California. We don't really have too much winter going on. Wolf I love as a middle name too. It probably just depends on my mood between Wellington and Wolf. I doubt I'd use either, but they are both pretty fabulous. So for combinations, I have Wendy Madeline and Barrett Wellington. I think that name is a slam dunk. For X, I have Zoe and Xavier, 2 names I'm kind of like, they're okay. I don't know what's used for an X. They're the same as last year. Some combos I have are Zoe Meadow and Holden Xavier. For Y, I have Ekaterina, a name I really actually do adore. I didn't just try and pick a Y name, although I do prefer it with the E spelling. And Yale for a boy. I don't love lots of Y names for boys. This one sounds very collegiate. Previously, I had Ekaterina and Yardley. As for some combos, Ekaterina Violet, and Sebastian Yale. Which brings us to letter Z. We're at the end finally. You've heard me ramble enough. I have Zara for a girl and Zachary for a boy. These are different. Last year I had Zoe and Xander. I do think something so sweet about the name Zoe. And for combos though, I have Zara Lillian and Zachary Caleb. So there you have it, my favorite names, A to Z. What names would you choose? Feel free to comment them below, or to do a video telling everyone your favorite names, A to Z. If you do that, let me know so that I can go check out your video. I love to support other baby namers out there. I will put my link to the video last year that I did in the description box below, as well as all these names in case you want to reread them. I hope you're having a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of your October.